So this video here on stewing is going to be really short because braising pretty much covered the whole process. Stewing is just a little bit different than braising. With stewing, you are still searing or blanching your meat. And so in this one, you're going to cut the meat up or you're going to use ground meat. So think about making beef soup or beef stew. Think about making chili. If you're going to make chili, you generally have like ground beef is pretty common. You can also do chili or stew with like hunks of beef. You can buy it in a big roast and then dice it up yourself or buy it already done. When you go to the store, you can buy packages of what they call stew meat. So you want to brown it up in the liquid, in the oil. You want to get your pan really hot, get that good sear on there to develop that flavor. There are also vegetables like onions, maybe some carrots that you want to incorporate into that and get those kind of softened in the oil, because a boiled onion is not going to develop the same flavor that a seared up one, get that caramelization going. So you want to maybe, cook some of the meat and the veggies together. And in stewing, you completely cover all of that with liquid, and then you cover it and then you simmer it. So chili or stew would be examples of the stewing. With braising, you use a lot less meat, and with stewing, or a lot less liquid, and with stewing, you use a lot more liquid. So braising is larger cuts of meat, less liquid, and stewing is diced up meat or ground meat with a lot more liquid to make more like a soup. So there's some directions here on how to do it, some photographs. You'll find that you may do this. So for a lot of soups or stews, you might use roux or a thickening agent like cornstarch or arrowroot powder. If you're going to add flour, you can actually make the roux on the side and then add it in. Or for certain things, after you're done browning the meat, you can actually even sprinkle the flour over the oil in the pan and the meat, move it around so that the flour really really soaks up that oil, and then incorporate your liquid in there, and that will act as a thickening agent. You can cook the flour around that way. For somebody that is more experienced in making a thickener or a roux or gravy, then it's a really easy way. For someone who's not experienced, it may be a little trial and error. You don't want to end up with flour globs or little balls of flour that didn't soak up in the fat. It can be really gross. So make sure that you simmer it. You also don't want to boil it. If you hard boil it, then you can end up making your meat really stringy. So keep it low. Once it gets thick, certain stews like chili and things with tomato and things that are thick, but things with potatoes, they get thick and they can also scorch and burn on the bottom. So it's really important to make sure that you keep it nice and stirred, scrape your bottom, and keep your temperature kind of lower. There are a couple of extra resources in the presentation that are linked in with this lesson if you wanted to. And then there's also one more video that you'll watch, which is a demo of the stewing. So you saw a demo on braising, there's a demo on stewing.